Match day 20 D4G.
Diving it. Diving it. Diving it. Diving it.
What do you think it's called? Diving
it. Diving it. Glory. Diving it. Diving it. Glory. Diving in glory.
Diving for glory. What up, my D4Gistas? Let's go. Yes. Welcome back. Diving for Glory, episode 20, season 2. I'm your host, Mr. Pep Corsiola. My main man, Sir Solomon. What up?
It's good.
Yeah. So, a little bit late on the episode this week, so we are gonna hit you up with EPL review, La Liga review, since those are the two only leagues that are in action. And we're gonna skip FA Cup. Fuck you. And yeah, man, Diving for Glory. Please tune in. I'm posting every Monday, except for this week, on iTunes, YouTube, and divingforglory.com. Also hitting you with Thursday episodes following Champions League games. And that's coming back at you February 12th, I believe. You can also find us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow, hashtag, subscribe, like, retweet, all that, man. Hit us up on iTunes. Give us that rating, please. That would be greatly appreciated and helpful. All right, man. Just a cup. Jerseys tucked, boots laced, Diving for Glory. Let's go. Ugh. Welcome back, man. A lot of stuff going down in the EPL league. Things are becoming clearer and things are becoming more muddied at the same time. Yeah, but we're just going to run it to you in chronological order on these New Year's days and subsequent days games, and start you off with Everton at home hosting Leicester City.
I'm just disappointed we're not talking about the Shrewsbury Town against Stoke City.
Oh my God, dude, what are you saying?
Tie in the FA Cup.
Future, man, so much youth, prodigious talent in these games. Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
Everton, Leicester City, Jamie Vardy put it all up.
Oh, that's what he does, man. That's what he does. 58th minute. It was a nice goal, too.
Yep. These are two teams that are about the same in terms of ambition and where they're probably going to end up. They're probably going to be within 2 of each other. Right now, with the Leicester win, they're 4 points ahead of Everton. But if you look at their stats, their goals for and against, their goal difference is 2, whereas Everton's is 0. It's like they're very similar teams. And a player like Jamie Vardy is the difference in such a situation because he's a big-time player for these moments, you know. Anyways, as being a home game, Everton fucking totally dominated possession, and especially the second half they had 63% of the possession, and the first half they had about 55%, but never got their shots on target. 6 shots, 0 on target in the first. Look at it in the second, they got 2 on target. You can't expect to really be in a game when you only have 2 shots on target.
There's rumors circulating about that Claude Puel is in threat of losing his job. Why?
I do not know, but I think sometimes when you're in a situation where the fans just don't feel a person, that's the case, because they were complaining about him when they lost to Man City in the cup. And they're like, why didn't he put out a stronger team? Because they were in it for so long. Da da da. Like they were just gonna lose the game against Chelsea anyways, and then they went and didn't. And they've been getting points. They're in 7th place. What the fuck is this guy gonna like? What do you expect from him?
Yeah, that was my thing, man. It's been it kind of rescued them from a relegation battle the year they fired Ranieri, and
they're having they're too dependent on one player in terms of scoring, but like the team he has shouldn't be in 7th place right now. Since they won the championship, a lot of players have left. A lot of players have aged and left. Like it's not the same team, and for him to have them in 7th place, I think is actually something to be commended for.
And I saw Wes Morgan this weekend on the FA Cup game, and he must just live at the buffet, dog. Cause
Morgan is like retirement / assistant coach age. Like he shouldn't.
I don't even. Yeah, I couldn't.
He shouldn't. Like I can't blame him for anything. What is he like? 36 now? Like this is the Premier League, dog.
For sure.
Barca just bought a 19-year-old. Like this guy is literally like twice the guy's age.
No doubt. All right. That leaves, as mentioned, Leicester in 7th place, 4 points up on Everton, who sit in 11th place currently. Following along next game, Arsenal at home to Fulham, and this was a little bit misleading in a way, but 4-1 Arsenal, man. Just wasn't pretty.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but Fulham is like a not very well organized team defensively. And yeah, they move the ball around and stuff, so they look better, but you gotta be better than this. You can't get like shit on all the time by anything close to a big team, you know.
Arsenal with 10 big chances in this game.
Yeah. I mean, like, so what kind of defense? Is the Ole defense?
Arsenal take all 3 points. Aubameyang, Ramsey with the goal here.
Only thing surprising about this game is the Fulham goal.
Oh, them actually scoring.
Yeah.
No doubt. This keeps Arsenal in 5th place. They needed all 3 points. But they got Manchester United creeping on them. Fulham sit 19th. They're 4 points out of relegation.
I think they get relegated, but side note, Ryan Sessegnon had an assist in this game to Abubakar Kamara. He had a goal the previous game or 2 games ago. Like, I think that the current coach is working for him a little bit.
That'd be nice because he's like been up and down, but he's been playing like every single position on the field. It's hard to get in a rhythm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But at 18, 19, that's how you earn spots, you know? So he's doing his part. They're probably gonna get relegated. So he'll probably end up in like Tottenham or something next season. And we'll see how he goes.
All right. Moving along, Cardiff City hosting Tottenham. Tottenham up 3-0 and within the 26th minute, and then they hit the coast button.
Yeah, they completely unlocked them on all the fucking goals. Cardiff was not ready for this. The game was over before it fucking started, man.
Cardiff B not holding it down.
Yeah.
Do not like it like that, sir.
And notice, Tottenham scoring is very balanced this season. Son scores in a lot of games. Eriksen is now scoring again. Harry Kane is scoring constantly. Dele Alli chips in. Like, they're much more balanced offensively.
Cardiff, though, sitting out of the relegation zone at the minute after a nice little run of results. 2 points clear, though.
I mean, Southampton is trying to stay there, so as long as they don't fuck up too much. You know?
Yep. All right, next day, the day after New Year's, we have Huddersfield hosting Burnley, and Burnley get a much, much, much needed 3 points as they crawl out of the relegation zone as well. 2-1.
Huddersfield
in a free fall.
Have as many goals as Aubameyang. Scored 13 goals.
There it is.
So that should explain to you their problems. You know, like their whole fucking collective of squad cannot score more than one player, even though he's the highest scorer right now. But that's pitiful to be at 13. The next lowest scoring team is at 15, which is fucking Newcastle. But they let in about 9 goals less, you know.
Wagner, after the game, made the point of mentioning that no team who has 10 points after 21 games has survived, and that they have their work cut out for them, obviously. They only have 10 points. They are 6 away from safety. Doesn't look hopeful. They are 8 away from safety.
Yeah, they're 6
Struggling.
away from being the best relegated team.
Yeah, struggling.
But, yeah, Huddersfield's gone. Like, I don't know. They don't have Premier League quality players, especially in the forward ranks.
They were doing all right earlier in the year, but like it's early in the year and it doesn't matter. West Ham hosting Brighton and Hove, and they get the 2-2 draw after looking very pedestrian and going down 2-0, because Arnautovic is playing, and then Arnautovic comes and saves them with 2 quick goals.
Yeah, West Ham is. You can't fucking call these fuckers. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. But Mikel Antonio and Marco Arnautovic, if they're on the field at the same time, and if they can get that to click with the dude, Brazilian kid, Felipe Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get those 3 to click, I think that's the only.
Well,
I mean, there's not.
Then they finish 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but like 7th could be a FA Cup and Europa spot,
depending on
the
who
season.
wins. Yeah, FA. Both of these, I find it interesting. Both of the Brighton goals came within 2 minutes of each other, and both of the Arnautovic goals came within 2 minutes of each other. Just complete fuckery all the way around.
So, related question. Marco Arnautovic is being courted by people. Might leave in January, maybe even to somebody like Chelsea. Like, we don't know. But is that a good thing or a bad thing for West Ham?
Well, as
This season has been very up and down. So
true. Looking at him, it depends how much money they're offered. Honestly, I mean he'll be 30 in April.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not the future. So what you gonna do?
I don't know. But it'd be very interesting if Marco Arnautovic got a transfer to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not a 9 really. Like he plays 9 for West Ham, but like he would play on the wings.
They can just keep racking up 30-year-olds.
No, I'm not saying give him
Yeah.
long term or whatever. But like if they give him serious money for a couple of seasons, yeah, why not?
Let's see, under contract till 2022. So they'd have. Damn, he's 6'4".
Yeah, you would hope that they have a situation where, I mean, even as a number 9, they could just replace Morata with him. You would hope that they have a situation where they can't handle his wages, or they don't want to pay his wages. So therefore, they put the transfer value a little lower down.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's why it was interesting when he went down. He was out for injury for a couple of days. The game, Marco Antonio did good. Felipe Anderson was scoring, and I was wondering what that meant.
Yeah. All right. Well, as mentioned, West Ham sit in the top half of the table, barely number 10, 28 points. Brighton sit 13th with 26 points. So not a lot of gap there.
Also, not a lot of gap to 7th place with 31 points, which is 3 points up over them.
Yep. Sure enough.
The middle of the table seems to have gotten a lot better than it was in previous couple of seasons. They challenge the bigger guys, and even among themselves, there's a lot of good games, and we will see as we go going.
So speaking of threes, we got a pair of threes here. Bournemouth hosting Watford in a 3-3 draw. We could have just only played one half of this game because all the scoring occurred in the first half.
Yes, Watford fucking jumped on Troy Deeney double within the first 27 minutes. You would think that would put a lot of games to rest. But then a 3-minute double by fucking Bournemouth with Callum Wilson and Nathan Ake as the scorers brings it back to 2-2. And Ken Zema puts them up again from assist from clearly man of the match, if we have to talk about it, Troy Deeney. And 2 goals and an assist on that. And then Ryan Fraser gets his goal and assist for him. But it was it was a fun half and then tapered off.
Maybe they had an agreement in the tunnel. Like, let's just call this. Man, Bournemouth just, from a statistical standpoint, all over them in the second half, though. 25 total shots, 12 on target here, 7 big chances, 18 shots in the box. Damn.
Yeah, second half Bournemouth had 6 shots on target to their 0 for Watford. So
how you like that?
Bad.
How you like that Solanke pickup by Bournemouth?
I think it's good. I don't know what he's gonna bring because he hasn't really got any football. So like
one Premier League start, 5 appearances or some shit, 6 appearances last year or something.
And
like it's
even
very
before
little.
then at Chelsea, he was just like a youth player or whatever. But
never even played.
Whatever they can get in terms of scoring is good. And I don't know. I would make a move for somebody like Tammy Abraham or something, the Chelsea kid that just rejected his move to Watford on loan.
Yeah.
So you just
read an article today that talked about how that particular deal, the Solanke deal, could skew the transfer market in the Premier League because, if he's worth 19 million for having barely played anything, man, what is Rashford worth? It's 100.
Yeah, Rashford in car market is worth at least 100.
Sancho 100.
Yeah, they've actually named 110 or something as his price.
Yeah.
Like that's the new 50 basically. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi, but Bayern Munich putting in a £35 million bid for him. That's like 2 years ago. The equivalent of that would be putting in a £10 million.
Yeah.
£19 million sale of him to the big clubs like a couple of years ago. That's the equivalent of like getting $6 million for somebody like that.
Yeah, I think I read that offer's been up to like 60 something for Hudson-Odoi.
Dollars or
I don't ever know, man. Goddamn, three fucking denominations that they use, and I'm like, dude, choose one.
It's gone up. Yeah, they did increase it today, but yeah,
annoying. Wolves hosting Crystal Palace. Wolves, after a impressive win over Tottenham, come back and lay an egg and get beat 2-0 by Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace and Wolves are both very.
This is away for Crystal Palace. That's kind of
this season they've been okay away. Like was it the Chelsea game? That was away. Like they've had a decent run of away matches. But Luka Milojevic, the midfielder, and Jordan Ayew, who scored for the first time in Infinity. Like the guy has not been scoring at all.
Is Wilfred Bonny still around?
Bonnie
and Clyde.
Bonnie Lassie.
Bonnie and Clyde. He still play for Swans in the championship?
Who knows?
Sorry, random.
Did
they
get
thought.
relegated from the championship?
Yes, they did. Random thought. All right, moving along. Newcastle at home to resurgent Manchester United. Wasn't the prettiest of wins, but it was all 3 points.
Indeed. Newcastle held out for a while, but then Mr. Lukaku and nice
first touch.
Yeah,
by Lukaku on his goal.
Yeah, set up by fellow sub, Mr. Alexis.
Oh yeah,
it was actually a nice team play, and put them on him. Like they've been playing since. Sorry, Alexis assisted the Marcus Rashford goal, but he got it off Anthony Martial move. But United have been playing since this guy came, man.
Yeah, pretty much. So we shall see this week, though. We'll talk about that a little later. And then the match of the motherfucking match day.
We shall, but they were losing to teams like Newcastle like a couple of months ago. So there's clearly a major improvement.
Absolutely. When I watch them play, it's an improvement. Yeah, but the match of the match day, Manchester City hosting Liverpool.
A rare match that was
pitting two big teams against each other that actually lived up to it.
Yeah, that was highly anticipated and actually exceeded the anticipated
And I feel like it was more based on the intensity of the game versus the actual. It wasn't like there was some very nice football play, but as mentioned off camera, was some
There's a
sloppiness.
lot of sloppiness, which happens in these big games because there's a lot of nervousness and the moment becomes big. But at the same time, what made it worth, like you said, first of all, the intensity of it. And secondly, there was a lot of moments of brilliance. Like, it wasn't maintained like good football for a while, but like in the moments that football came together in that game, like it took us so much to get past the other team that the moments that you're going to remember from that game are spectacular moments.
The John Stones clearance.
Yeah, the John Stones clearance, which I don't know how the fuck, but he got saved by 3 millimeters or something of ball. The Roberto Firmino double diving header, both goals by Chelsea, by Manchester City, Aguero's and fucking Leroy Sané's. It was just a spectacular event.
Company tackle on Salah, red card.
I don't think so. I think if Salah hadn't jumped it and they had actually made proper contact, then red card. But that was the situation, so you don't get it.
Did you see Company call him a pussy afterwards?
Yeah.
I for one, I think I texted you during the game. I absolutely love the lineup. I like that he came out with the 4-3-3. I love the way he deployed both the Silvas. Because you needed both of them in midfield, even though one of them didn't do.
I don't think that either one of them had a good game.
They didn't.
I think that Bernardo showed a lot of effort. So, like, his defensive side of his game was good, but he kicked the ball away. David Silva was completely anonymous for large moments of the game.
But he didn't dick around with the Kyle Walker or the fucking.
I would have played Kyle Walker personally. Like on the other side, I agree with you, but.
Dude, he's too mistake prone. Dude, in that moment, man, he'll just do it once, and I think that's why he did not get the start.
There were a lot of runs that Aguero made, that Leroy Sané made, that he didn't even look up. Like, he doesn't have the vision. Yes, I understand.
Danilo?
Kyle Walker. Yes, I understand he's going to make mistakes, but they would have probably put it away. He would have seen a lot more. And dude, there were runs that they made, huh?
And maybe giving up one or two.
Okay,
No.
Like, that's the thing, that if you're gonna claim that you're on the forefront as Pep is and offensive based, then if I would take the offensive player that's mistake prone over the defensive player that's a handicap on offense. So that's the part I'm confused about. You know,
clearly he's been adjusting for Liverpool here, and he played basically. And I love that Company started this game as well. As center back, I mean, he's only going to play 7 or 8 fucking games a year, so you might as well get it out of him. And then you have a dude who typically plays center back who can also play left back in Laporte, who didn't even have the greatest game, but like I just felt like that extra defensive stability there was key for them.
Yeah, I think more so, which it worked out. So when it does, it's nice. But I think Liverpool lost the game in midfield. And that made it easier for this back line to look better than had they actually had. And we saw it later in the game, right before the Liverpool game, is when Fabinho came on. And when he started playing, and I was telling you, like, he's their version of what Fernandinho is for you guys. If they go forward, that has to be the case. And he chose to not play him and do the Jordan Henderson,
Milner,
Wijnaldum trio. So both Keita and Fabinho didn't play for a large part of the game, right? Mm-hmm. And that played into the lack of opportunities that, like clear cut. They did get the few fast breaks that they did, but I think that Fabinho could have really made a difference in that game. And
so
the back line would have been tested more had they done it, I think.
So, question, so they lose a game in midfield that has 2 players in their midfield that didn't really even have outstanding games, and they still lost it in midfield, do you think? Just because they didn't produce anything?
But you said what I was telling about the Bernardo Silva. His defensive performance was good, and Fernandinho was everywhere defensively. Like, they shut them down. It doesn't mean that they didn't perform going forward. And also, Klopp put that team out because they're defensive midfielders, so they didn't let them perform as much. I get it, but like out of fear, it seemed like he didn't put out a team that could have asked more questions of Man City. And it's fair. Like you put it out, like if that one goal had gone in, those one or two moments. You're right, I guess, but I think that having a person like Fabinho in there controlling the game would give you better opportunities.
So, if this matters at all mentally, what does it do to either team?
I don't think it does much mentally. It happened. They played. It was a good game. They both had chances. If it was like Man City came and just rocked them 4-0 or something, that's one thing. But there was a very real chance that Liverpool could get points out of this. That early, like you said, John Stones clearance was a big thing. This is a game where one thing we saw was that on the day, as a home team, Man City, to me, was a better team. But Liverpool could take points from them on 1-1 matchups at all times. I don't think they should feel any differently about their prospects.
Yeah, I think mentally it means a little more to City just because they got ransacked by them. And so, 2 points, 2 games, and you take 4 points for City. Like, a little bit of boost there.
I get that if they play later in the season, City will feel a certain way better about facing Liverpool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing because them coming in pissed off like this is much better. So
Agreed. Yeah, man, but that leaves the top 4 in the Premier League as Liverpool with 54, Man City with 50, Tottenham with 48, still in it there, 6 points behind the top, and then Chelsea with 44. Arsenal rounding it out with 41, and then Man United 6th place with 38. So they're creeping. They're only 6 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea struggling a little bit. Where's the Chelsea game? We did not talk about Chelsea.
Tight.
Oh, we did. We just skipped it over. We didn't even mention it. Chelsea with the 0-0 to Southampton. That's tough. They've had a tough run of games ever since their win over Manchester City. They've dropped a fair amount of points.
It's like after Arsenal beat Tottenham went on a great run, and Arsenal was shit.
Yeah. Do you so United, Arsenal, Chelsea? Do you think this really develops into a tight race for that 4th spot?
Yeah.
Maybe depending on what happens in January
transfers, but I think that Manchester is going to beat small teams the way they've always been beating small teams now. And Arsenal is going to go on long streaks whenever they're not going to play anybody. So if Chelsea doesn't start scoring, it's going to be...
You got to score, man.
Chelsea plays the best football out of all 3 teams, and they're on a better projection, as long as they get players. But they got too many players on that team that have zero scoring instinct at all.
Yeah. All right. Word up. That is your EPL review. And we are going to move along to La Liga. All right. A lot of interesting results going on here regarding the big teams in the league. And we will mention the bigger...
makeup game first.
Oh, the makeup game. That's right. That happened
Thursday.
This week.
There was
Villarreal hosting Real Madrid. And Madrid come into the new year kind of like they spent most of last year in this season and drop points at home or away to Villarreal. Let's talk about it.
He partied hard on the 31st, and then he's still hungover on the 3rd. Real Madrid put a decent game in, and would have won had it not been for one person, and that one person was a guy that is fondly remembered in London and the Premier League, Santi Cazorla. He had a fucking double. He header nutmegged Courtois for his second goal and just slew them.
Good. It was nice. Those were nice goals, man.
Gareth Bale injured again.
21st
time since he joined, I think, Real Madrid. They call him, what do you call him? Mr. Cristal.
Why didn't they sell him?
That's the big headline in Marca or something.
Yeah.
Mr. Cristal.
When they were, there was rumors at least about Man United and whatever the hell. Like, why didn't they move, man? Why have they been stubborn on making that move?
Until Ronaldo left, he was a good foil that was supposed to be the shit when Ronaldo leaves. And first off, injury issues. He's like Andy Carroll, But secondly, they didn't realize until this year that like he's not a top tier guy, which is weird because like if you look at his personality and everything, he's not. Like he wants nothing to do with. He just comes in, does his thing, like.
I don't know, man. When he's healthy and he's balling, he looks like one of the more dangerous players in the world.
He is, but what I'm saying is, there's a certain kind of character that generally, if it's easier to build teams around. Surlier characters like that, if they're not performing, are not the best to have as your cornerstone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, surly. I like that. You pulled out the vocab on that one, son.
Trying to sound intelligent.
Man, dropping points. Love to see it.
It gets better for them.
Oh, I know. But also, man, I got to mention this top 4 team, man. This top 4 team that played at home to Valencia.
Put it on them.
And that's fucking Alaves, man. Still pulling out results, man.
Hey,
2-1.
winning like Danny Alaves.
Man, dude, they are like...
Yeah, they balled out.
I just can't...
Valencia at Valencia.
They did, didn't they?
They 44% possession the home game and won 2-1.
2-1, dude. Alaves still sitting top 4, man. I would love to see them sneak it, man. I don't think they will, but it would be gold.
Over who?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What are the options?
Madrid and Betis?
No.
Yeah, I know.
That's not over them. I think Madrid is going to definitely finish at the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's between Sevilla. Yeah, I think that's if you're going to wait for a team to follow, that'd be it. But I don't think that they're going to stay at all.
No. At some point, though, we've been saying it. We keep saying it, and they're still up there.
Yeah, but they're at the bottom.
But it's
of
still
the top
halfway
4
through.
with Real Madrid staring them down. I don't know if they can make it happen, but I hope so.
I agree. It would just be awesome. A nice little story. But
dude, they're only 1 point above Real Madrid. Oh shit, they're done. I thought they even had a bigger gap in those.
Yeah,
no. They're done, dude. They're
on the other side of that coin is Betis, and Betis showed up with a disappointing result to start the new year, and they took a 2-1 loss to Huesca, who's pretty much already back in League 2 or whatever the hell it's called over
team
there.
that has only scored 15 goals before this game scores 2 goals on you.
That's tough, man.
That's not bueno.
No. What happened?
That
here,
is
man?
one
What's
of
up with that?
Huesca's 2 victories this season.
What's up with that, Betis?
Yeah, they got too close. Altitude sickness sometimes. You get too close to the summit,
Is it?
You start getting woozy.
Oh shit! No doubt. Maybe they made Neymar's New Year party. Man, did you see that? It's like him, 2 of his homies, and 50 chicks.
Wasn't Arthur one of his homies?
Arthur was one of his homies.
Okay.
Yes. I know. Barca saw that and just like, fuck. Oh man.
His name is Arthur Mello.
Arthur Mello. Yeah, exactly. There it is. Moving along, at least on paper, top 4 or the premier matchup of this week in La Liga. Sevilla hosting Atletico Madrid. That's a top 4 battle right there. Number 2 versus number 3.
Sides that are kind of opposite in how they believe football should be played. One very offensive, one very defensive. Very, very, very good game. Like if it was a tie, and then the 1-1 with a Griezmann beautiful goal, and who's the kid, Mr. Wissam Ben Yedder with the goal, a total team goal where they kind of opened them up. They had a few of those actually. Atletico's defense got opened up quite a bit.
What's up with that? Read an article today.
Diego Godin got promises. So Diego Godin is about to go to Inter in the summer probably. And Luka Modric is probably going to end up in Inter in the summer. Then all they need to do is hire Mourinho and go on a rather Inter run to the Champions League.
There it is. That would be amazing and awful at the same time. But Godin, they were talking about he was struggling a little bit this year. Probably will be gone, as
Atletico's
you just mentioned.
Coach Diego Simeone said that Atletico Madrid made him promises that they did not keep. That is why he's going to be leaving.
Really?
I was like, damn, dude. He's
Watch
like,
your back, homie.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
like, but what? That's weird. Like, if it was Diego Simeone, should have more power. If he wants the guy to stay and he talking all that shit, he should have just got him to stay.
You would think. This was appropriate. I just threw on the EFL Cup game between Tottenham and Chelsea, and of course, Divey Ali is diving to the ground. 1-0, Tottenham's up on a Harry Kane penalty first half.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if it was a dive.
both teams made put out strong teams, surprisingly. But moving along, we're still in La Liga. Never mind the EFL Cup. The other side of Madrid at home to Real Sociedad, and they threw up a blank.
3 minutes into the game, Casemiro does Casemiro things that he never gets called for, and it becomes a penalty. 3 minutes, they get down 1-0. And Vinicius Jr. had some penalty appeal that wasn't given, so now Real Madrid is acting like the world is out to get him. But Real Sociedad outplayed them for large parts of the game. Fucking their forward, the Real Madrid guy, got a red. Fucking moron, Lucas Vazquez. Yeah, he got 2 yellows. The second one, like, I don't know why he was bitching. He tore his shirt on the way out because he was so frustrated. Even though he just kicked the fucking shit out of the dude, like, he didn't even try to make a play on the ball. I'm like, it wasn't a missed tackle. It was just like he just kicked him and he got caught.
Yeah. Man, 2-0 at home. How are they gonna literally fire this new guy?
If he doesn't get it right by very soon, because Champions League gonna come back, and that's all they got left. They are currently, we will get to it later, but they are gonna be with this game before the Barca game started. They ended up being 7 points behind Barcelona before Barcelona kicked off. That is not acceptable for the defending world champions.
I believe Solari also came out and said 4th place was okay. That doesn't sit well.
You don't get
upstairs.
Fired, but he's not. He's a company man. They're gonna move him. They're not gonna fire him. They're gonna move him somewhere else within the company, and he's gonna stay there.
Why'd they sign him to a 3-year contract?
Because money ain't a thing.
I guess, man. Read an article.
Do you think Do you think that what he makes or how long he's paid for makes a difference when they fire his ass?
No, because he's not making a lot. Read an article today that said that Perez is the problem, not necessarily.
I mean, okay. It is what it like. That's Real Madrid, though. Like, they win with Perez, they lose with Perez. So
call it the
he's the problem. He's the solution.
He's the solution. So boom or bust, basically, is what they said it is.
Yeah. And
I mean, and how the fuck? I mean, you just won 3 European titles.
And just got rid of Ronaldo, who's arguably the best. Not arguably, is your best player in history. Mm-hmm. And there's gonna be
that's arguably, isn't it? What's the guy? I've never saw him play. Di Stefano.
I mean, yeah, but when you look at the
at least modern day, man, for sure.
Yeah,
I've never saw that guy play, so
I mean, I haven't either, and I heard it was like big time, whatever, blah blah blah. But like, this guy shattered their record.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, it destroyed them. It wasn't even like he kind of broke a record here and there. Like, he changed what Real Madrid standards for a striker, goal scorer, whatever are.
Yeah, he has more European titles than league titles. That's crazy.
There's 1 league title in Spain in his whole 9 years, I think. Or
I thought maybe 2, but
okay.
Yeah. 1 with Mourinho, 1 with Zidane, and that was it. It ain't shit. All right, good riddance. Moving along, Getafe hosting Barcelona. Getafe actually went up in this game, 1-0 until.
It's actually a very, very entertaining game. Getafe went ahead through a Jaime Mata. Actually, they did not. Sorry, they never went up. They never, ever went up. Lionel Messi puts them ahead in the 20th minute. Luis Suarez puts them 2-0 ahead with a stunning volley in the 39th minute.
That's on me. But go ahead.
And right before halftime, Jaime Mata from an Angel Rodriguez cross makes it 2-1. And
that was enough.
That was enough, but it was a very good game.
I read a lot of articles apparently this weekend. Valverde has the 1 year possibly like an option left on the contract. So do you think they'll keep him?
I hope not.
I know you hope not. What's your thought though? depending what they do on Champions League.
I think very much so. That is why his job is on the line, is because of that Roma loss. And I hope he's not here, but at the same time, they wanted a company man, and this is what a company man does. So as long as he keeps winning, it's fine, you know. But in the Champions League, he's lacking. And in-game changes and stuff, the way that these made, like Pep, Klopp, like these, even Emery, you know, like these guys make changes. Lucien Favre and Dortmund, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that Valverde is not a strength at Barcelona, you know.
Agreed.
It's a weakness.
All right, so top four in La Liga sit as Barcelona with 40 points, Atletico Madrid second with 35, Sevilla third with 33, Alaves 31 points, rounding out the top four, Madrid with 30, so they are 10 points behind Barcelona. And Betis sit sixth with 26 points, so they are 4 points off Madrid. Yeah, man. And let's get on with the awards, man. Dude of the week.
I would have to give that to Mr. Santi Cazorla, struggling Villarreal, had to play relegation threatened Villarreal, had to play a 2-2 draw against Real Madrid, and he scored both goals, like I mentioned earlier. Header, nutmeg, Courtois.
Nice goals, both of them. Yeah. Goal of the week.
Goal of the week, I would give to Mr. Luis El Pistolero Suarez.
It was like that one that Townsend caught against City, except this dude got no run up to it. It was literally just like standing there and all technique, all form, fucking rocket. It was a beautiful goal, man.
Absolutely beautiful goal.
Hala hala.
Before we go any further, as a public service announcement, Mr. Michael Peng has been missing since the Liverpool draw. To locate him at any point, could you please contact Diving for Glory? And get
all my Liverpool fans disappeared all of a sudden. Talking that shit. Word up, man. Upcoming games next week. There's not much in the way of big games, but there's a couple. Only by name only. Marseille, Monaco. I just thought I'd throw that in there. But Betis hosting Real, so that's 5th and 6th place. Bigger game for Betis. I mean, still a big game for Real. They need to fucking win something.
Yeah, always a huge game for anybody playing against Real. But being this close to them, I hope Real comes with a good energy, because if not, they're going to get shit on. Like, this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, it's at home for Betis. And what the hell am I talking about? Game of the week, probably, at least on paper, is Tottenham hosting United. So we get to see what this progress is that United has actually made when they host one of the better coach teams and their possible new coach next year. Tottenham United at Tottenham.
He just claimed that he wants to be at Tottenham for another 20 years.
Sure.
You know why? I know why. Because his salary is free. Doesn't have to worry about introducing players and coming to London. They don't do anything, so he just goes to Argentina and hangs out for 2 months.
Man, there it is. Yeah, it's like, we're not going to sign anybody. He did come out and say, to make the jump, they do need to spend some money. They cannot continue with the same format. The format needs to change.
4th, 5th, 6th time this season he said something
to that
effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So even though he said the 20-year bullshit, that's beginning to look more like the outcome is leaving.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially as the Real Madrid job looks like, in an unprecedented manner, is going to come open again soon. So
yeah.
With that and the Manchester job staring him down, I don't see him
lasting that long. And these boys, and both of those teams will pay. They'll pay Levy. So.
Oh yeah. Like it's just like right now they were talking about it. It's about 40 mil or something, and like they're both willing to do it. It's just a matter of what he wants to do.
I wonder how good Solskjaer needs to do to actually keep that job.
He is well on his way.
Oh, he's definitely on his way. And this
he needs to have a couple of big games.
The result of this game,
and if they ball out in any game against City, that would always help.
Oh, for sure. This game will be the first little, test for him as far as the top quality competition. So
Yeah, he's from the generation of, come on, lads, it's Tottenham.
and they drew Arsenal in the 4th round of the FA Cup.
Yay.
Yeah. All right, man. That was our episode, man. Diving for Glory posting every Monday and every Thursday during Champions League week. You can find us on YouTube, on iTunes, at divingforglory.com. And you can also hit us on Twitter and Facebook at Diving for Glory. Please, man, hit us up. And, yeah, that's it, man. Game, set, match. Solomon. Peace. 1.
Diving.
What do you think it's gonna do?
Diving for glory. Diving for glory.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving for glory.